I'm Dr. Gabby Cora, and this is part 2 of the Healthy Organization. Hi, I'm Dr. Gabby Cora. In my previous video blog, I talked about the different dimensions within the healthy individual. These dimensions are the physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and social dimensions. Now, what would happen if we tried to look at the same paradigm but now brought it into organizational health? Most people talk about organizational health and its finances, thinking that a healthy organization is one that has all the numbers in order. But I believe there's a lot more to a healthy organization. So, for example, the physical dimension within that healthy organization would include safety measures within the organization. It would also include making sure that everyone has great seats and great places, great equipment to do a fantastic job. This would be included within that physical dimension within the organization. Now, what would the emotional dimension bring to the organization? Well, corporate culture would be very important within that aspect of the emotional health within an organization. Some organizations are extremely open and provide for regular ways of communications, whereas other organizations can be very different, can be very pyramidal, where people may feel like they're not able to voice their concerns or even their ideas. So this corporate culture will taint in a way that emotion within the organization. The third component is the cognitive or the intellectual dimension within the organization. There are some organizations that love for that intellectual ability to come into play and be very creative and innovative within that organization. And there's many organizations that are characterized by that healthy intellect within themselves. This is what would be important in that regard. Now, the next component relates to the spirit or the spiritual dimension within the organization. And this is where I would bring the value or the way that we look at values within the organization. This is a clear area where I see most conflict between individuals and the organizations that they work with. If I am very clear about who I am and what I do, and my organization is asking for things that are not really aligned, that's where the real trouble would be. Last but not least, the social aspect, the social dimension within the organization has to do with how this organization relates to other social institutions. It could be the government, it could be other companies, it could be other groups or other organizations. Why is this important? That will also have a lot to do with the way that this organization will be healthy in the short and long term. Last but not least, we will include productivity and performance as a part of this organization to align everything and to make sure that every single dimension is working well with one another. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Gabby Cora, and you can find a lot more information at drgabbycora.com.